Okay.
Here we are again on the landing. As I was saying previously, as one entered the grand entrance, one looks up and one looks 4 flights of stairs, and one can see a beautiful cherub welcome you from the fourth floor story. And bear with me as I hobble down the staircase, but if you look up carefully, as my cameraman will show you, there's a beautiful golden angel welcoming you to the castle. And it's kind of interesting, it's actually up 4 flights, so one can really appreciate it from the first level of the castle. I would say it's at least 75 feet high, which is pretty amazing. Now we'll go into the Grand Salon and continue our holiday tour. As we enter here, there's not a great deal of festive decorations here. There's 2 beautiful wreaths that welcome you into the ballroom. To my right is a vintage nativity set, and actually a large nativity set. It's really not a complete nativity set. It's the 3 wise men. And as one enters through here, one gets excited in the anticipation of entering the Grand Salon. We'll enter the Grand Salon through the rear. The front is the area that we previously passed. And now we're in the Grand Salon, and the largest Christmas tree of the collection is here in the Grand Salon. This Christmas tree was actually left here by Epworth Methodist Congregation, which the organization that we purchased the building from. And when we bought the building, this was in the basement, and I just thought it would be a great momentum to keep. It's actually very difficult to put together because it was pre-lit at one time, and obviously the bulbs no longer work, so I had to manually put the lights in this tree, which took, I'd say, probably 3 to 5 days just for the lights. And it's not the greatest tree to decorate, but I felt that it was fitting that we keep this tree as a keepsake from the congregation which we purchased the building from. As we enter this Grand Salon, there's 4 separate rooms off this Grand Salon. The first is the music room, followed by the library, followed by the Windsor room, and then the state dining room. So we'll start in the music room. The music room houses my collection of Buyer's Choice carolers, and Buyer's Choice is a Pennsylvania company, and every year I do this, I say I'm very pleased and honored to bring my Buyer's Choice collection back to Pennsylvania where it started. There is a Buyer's Choice carolers for pretty much every profession there is. So here is Betsy Ross, the sewer of the American flag. There is the one-man marching band, there's a chef, there's a clockmaker, a shoemaker. I think it's rather sweet to have the Native American pieces here. And then there's a great deal of children pieces. Here's grandmother with the baby, a young kid playing the flute. You name it, it's here. There is carolers, there is the shipmaker over here. These are the Williamsburg's colonial pieces, a maid, a captain, another Williamsburg. So there's a great deal of characters here. There's a chef over here. This is a beautiful carriage by Buyer's Choice with a horse and so forth. And so it's pretty much all that one think of with these ornaments, and I believe I have about probably 150 of them scattered throughout this room alone. So this is the Buyer's Choice collection here at Stone Castle Abbey for the festive season. Now we'll head to the library. This is the library, and I really should call this the Lynda Bjoin collection, because my good friend Lynda Bjoin from California actually started me with these Christmas Village pieces. And I think most people know me by now that if I have one, I need 15. So Lynda Bjoin is responsible for my Christmas Village collection, and each year I try to find something to add. This year I'm very fortunate that Lynda gave me her New York City Times Square piece here, which is really great. Someone that I recently met about 2 weeks ago had this beautiful cathedral here, and actually came here as I was setting this up and said, I have something in the garage that I'll probably give to Goodwill, and if you want it, it's yours. Really didn't know what it was, and she came with that beautiful cathedral. So it's a very nice piece. But this is quite a large collection of Christmas Village. I would say it's probably about 12 or 15 feet and about 3 feet wide. And there is 3, 6, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 21, 23, 27 cottages and castles and homes throughout the collection. And I'm sure that it will expand next year. My good friend Lynda Bjoin, who this is really named in her honor, keeps her Christmas Village up all year long, which I think is very great. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to do so, but she does it in her home, so I can enjoy it even in July. Now we'll head to the Windsor room. This is the Windsor room, and most people go, what's your favorite room in the castle? And I truly don't, but I spend a great deal of time in this room. It's really my favorite room to have a cup of tea and browse some books or magazine, or simply do nothing, which unfortunately that does not happen too often. But this is the Windsor room, and this tree is rather special. They're all very special, but this one is extremely special. I've been very fortunate to have quite a large collection of ornaments from the White House, and this area of the tree is the Americana area, and so we have President Kennedy, First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy Onessa, and several other prominent presidents and so forth related to the White House. I think this is my favorite. This is the in honor of President Eisenhower, and I believe this is the presidential helicopter. I think it's called Marine 1 or Marine 2, I could be wrong, but I think it's very cute. And so that was, I believe, I don't know which year, but President Eisenhower served from 1953, I guess, to 61, I think, but I could be wrong. But I think it's very nice. And I believe our only American president that ever got married in the White House is President, one should know this because I just read it to someone a couple days ago. Grover Cleveland. He got married in the White House on June 2nd, 1836. And this ornament was put out in 2007. We also have, in honor of wonderful Queen Elizabeth II of Great Britain, the longest serving British monarch. So we do have a piece there in her honor and recognition. And then we have very good friends in Denmark, and each year we're very fortunate to get some original George Jensen Christmas ornament. And George Jensen is quite a, it's dead. George Jensen is quite a famous Danish artist, and he does a great deal for Queen Margareta, former Queen of Denmark. And each year, our dear friends Pierre and